Okay, so welcome back to the Tamiya lorry build. So I've done a few things off screen just to try and speed up the process. Not a great deal actually. All I've done basically is I have fitted some internal parts just in here, and I've also started to build the mirrors as well, the wing mirrors. So if I just get this one here, you can see it's been done. The same thing needs to be done to this piece, left and right. So to do this, what we have to do is we have to get, first of all, this sprue over here, which has got the main mirror piece on it. So we'll just take that off first of all. We also need to have R15, which is this piece, which is basically like a clamp, which goes onto the back. I think that is basically it for that sprue. I think, in fact, it might even be finished. I won't throw it away just yet. Oh no, there's a windscreen wiper just there, and just there. Very easy to overlook. Yeah, that's why I don't like throwing them away straight away, because you could potentially throw a part away. We also need to get this little clamp just there, and finally, yeah, we've got the mirror piece just here as well. So let's just see if I can very carefully remove that without it looking messy. I found with this mirror material, it's so fragile actually that you can just basically break off anything that you don't want where it's been attached to the sprue. So yeah, that is going to have to sit in there, not straight away though, because first of all what we need to do is put some nuts onto this piece. So we need to have, let me just find the correct one, so very small, one of these. I say one of these, you probably can't even see it, it's so minuscule, and also another one on the top piece. Yep, they are minute, but once these are screwed on we can progress forward. So yeah, that's it, done. Good. Yeah, so what we need to do is actually glue this piece into here. That probably can be done now, but I'm not going to, just in case. So instead what we're actually going to do is clamp this piece onto the back. It's very simple. I think it's actually impossible to get it wrong, pretty much. Yeah, I'd say that is, because you can obviously rotate it when it's on, so it's not a problem. You get this piece here, goes over the top. We then have some screws. Just find the correct ones, I think it's those ones there. I will of course confirm this prior to actually screwing it on. MD12, yes it is, it's those. So that's very simple. One thing I did find actually was they were a little bit fiddly with the small screwdriver. So what I'm going to do is use the electric one. Hopefully it makes things much easier. I say hopefully, it won't necessarily. Actually, it might be this piece here. There we go. Wrong bit. Yeah, so it is fiddly. It's very fiddly. But it's simple but fiddly, if you know what I mean. On paper, it's just the easiest thing you could do. In practice, it is a little bit trickier. Yeah. For that exact reason. Because my clumsy fingers can't do it very well. They can't hold that in place and use the screwdriver. Okay, so that is a start at least. If we just put that piece in now as well, and we'll try and put that piece over the top. I did the first one off screen obviously for this exact reason, because when it comes to something as fiddly as this, it never looks good, it never goes too well. So doing it this way is probably better if I just do it half and half on screen, half off screen. I do apologise, my cat is actually ripping a cardboard box to pieces. So if you hear some sounds in the background, trust me, it's not me. I have no desire to rip a cardboard box to pieces. But she is doing, so we'll leave her to it. Progress is being made. I'll put it roughly in the centre. Do that one up, and that one as well. There we go. So this is where we need to get the cement out, liquid cement. Again, it really does not require too much, same as all the other things I've done. We just have to be very careful. Actually, yeah, that just needs a bit of a tidy up. Problem with the cement is you need to have a window open if you're doing it inside, because it absolutely stinks. Just thought I'd let you know. Right, I'm actually going to paint it onto here first, because I don't really want to be touching the piece which is going to be lowered onto there. I'll likely get it onto my fingers, so that should make it a bit safer, because yeah, I don't really want this stuff on my fingers. I've had it on my fingers before, and yeah, it really does set hard. So there we go, that is done, with the exception of the actual mirror, which might still need a bit of tidying up. Actually, I need to give it a quick file, but yeah, overall that's not bad. It only takes about a minute to set from what I can tell, so yep, we'll just put it to one side. We'll come back to it in a minute or two. One thing we do need to do is go back to the windows. Now the windows are actually very tinted. I'm not sure how original the super tinted windows would be, but that is certainly how it comes in the kit. So we actually have one off the sprue already. It must have fallen off. I think it's number 1. I think it's S1. So if I look into this, we can hopefully get it fitted. Yeah, it looks pretty simple. BB1 nuts are required for it, and well, I can't actually see a screw. That's weird. Oh, I see. It's actually the mirrors which are required to hold those on. That's quite interesting. So that is effectively the bolt instead of actually having a bolt, which is quite a clever idea. Because yeah, you don't really want loads of screws sticking out the side of the cab, because it's going to be really obvious. So that should be set now. What we'll do is we'll just very quickly get it stuck into place. So we just basically go around the outside, around the perimeter, as neatly as possible though, because if you get it on the outside it's going to be really obvious. You probably can dissolve it somehow, but I haven't looked into that, because really I'm trying to avoid any kind of mistakes. When it's set, we can clean the mirror, and yeah, any grubby fingerprints which are on it can be removed. So there we go. That is that mirror done as well. So let's move on. So what we need to do is basically, from what I can tell, put the window in from behind. Sorry, wrong window. Yeah, I was going to start with the other one, but looking at it now, it might be easier to go straight in with this one here. So yeah, if we put the window in there, I believe the longer piece of the mirror goes in the top. So put that through. Yeah, might need to have a few fine adjustments later. And then this is the piece which you likely will not see at all, unless I can show you in there. Then have to put these nuts on, BB1 nuts. So again, it is the same ones. I don't actually have that many left. There are a few. There should be enough. I think actually they are quite generous with what they do give you, so there should be enough to finish the project. Hopefully there's some spares as well, because really, unless you are very, very tidy, I think not to lose a single nut or screw from the entire kit, I think you're doing well. I can't say I've lost any actually, but I wouldn't really know, because I haven't exactly counted every single one. But yeah, you'd have to be very tidy to guarantee you've not misplaced anything. So I'll just get this screwed into here, almost there. What we do need to use, if we can fit it in, is this wrench just here. Hopefully I can fit it in there, just to basically snug it up, but it might be tricky for the other one. Basically it's right in here, so I might use some pliers just to confirm that it's tight. Yep, that's looking good. Okay, so a window is done. That window and the front windscreen. I'll do the exact same thing for this side. I'm going to have to take this tape off. It's fine line tape, which I still need to do actually. I'm going to make sure I've got a nice sharp line down here, otherwise the paintwork is going to look fairly poor. I think, yeah, that glue is dry, so we can now put that through as well. Try and get a better shot for you. So pop that in there. I would say that piece in there, so that the mirror is going to have to be rotated, but that is dead easy to do. You just twist around, I'll do it in a second. And yeah, same thing again, all we need to do is get the nuts and we can fasten that window in place. There we go. So got a window in each side, as you can see, which means we might now be able to move on. Let's make sure the mirror is actually where it should be. There we go. Of course, if either of those mirrors are wrong, I can very simply change it. It's not a problem. So what we're doing now is we're actually moving on even further to part number 49, which is the side spoilers. So this really is moving on quite a step. We're going to have to get them. Here they are. And, well, really, I suppose having the cab on its back would be the easiest. I'm going to start with K7, although I don't know if you have to go in order. Maybe I should work at the bottom, probably a more sensible approach. K3, that's what we're going to start off with. So it's actually, it doesn't look like what it does in the photo, in the picture here, but I assume it is the right one. It says K3 on it, so it can't really be too wrong. BB3 is what we require for this. Now they're very small. I think they're the silver ones. Yeah, the very small silver screws. So we need to get a few of those, 2 to begin with, and it looks like we're working on this side here. I believe. Oh, it's actually not painted on that side. That is a real problem. Right. Okay. So that is that's not good. I can't really progress with that without that being painted. Obviously, you probably could paint it when it's on with a brush or something, but I'm looking for a spray. I'm looking to spray it because it just leaves such a much better finish. So we may well have to skip that actually, because this whole sprue was painted one side, not the other. The reason for that actually was because I ran out of paint, not because I didn't want to. But looking at it, I'm going to have to buy some more. So we're going to have to somehow, if we can miss that step. I don't know if it's going to be possible actually, because yeah, from there we're building upwards. But then we put the top piece on. We put this piece on after that. So I'm sure we can. I'm sure we can find something else to do. I don't like to jump about, but I don't see I have an option really here. Right, so that is something we definitely can do, because this piece here, part 52, attaching the hinge, is absolutely nothing to do with the back of the cab. So I can't see any reason at all why skipping a few steps here to go back again would be a problem. So we need to use these pieces, quite a few pieces. We've got a hinge as well. I can see this being quite fiddly, quite a lot of screws. We're looking for BC2 screws. They are these. We do have a lot of these left actually. This would explain it. I think we've got the most out of these than anything at all. There we go. Yeah, so that's all very good. I believe. Yeah, this is all prior to the front grille, which must sit just above it. Looking at that. So first things first, I don't think we need to have the cab in shot, because we have to actually assemble this piece. So from here, that wants to be like that. I think maybe that way round. Yeah, because we're screwing into it. And then we have to put these like that over the top. Get these BC2s and then just basically put them into there. It seems very simple. Let's see if it actually is simple. Well, we've come this far, screwing all the screws, so it really can't be too hard. Although, it might be easier said than done. And just to make sure they are tight, finish off with a hand screwdriver. Right, so yeah, we'll do the exact same thing to this side as well. I don't know how long it's going to be until this is actually finished, this project, but I really don't think it's going to be too long. I don't know. Because I'm doing all these videos in bulk, I actually don't know what part I'm on, what video number. But I'm guessing it's going to be somewhere between 10 and 15 parts. I can't see it going beyond 15. Because really, although it looks like we are, in some ways, quite a long way off, we're actually almost at the end of the book. The instruction book is almost at the end here. If you flick through, you can see that, yeah, next page is the end. I know we have skipped a few steps, but part 59 is the last one. Currently doing part 52. We still need to do 49, 50 and 51. So yeah, we're not far off at all. We are less than 10 steps away. So I would say probably 1 to 2 more episodes, and that second episode might well be actually driving it. I might try and finish the whole thing in the next one. Right, so that is that done. I think we can now attach it to the cab. But it does get a bit trickier again, because I think we have to hold this piece behind. Yeah, we do. That is tricky. So we are basically looking at it this way. I think it's always harder when you are looking at everything back to front. Actually, I would say that it's actually more that way. Yes, I'd say it's more like that. And then this piece goes somewhere here like that. Yep, that will do it. That is going to be so tricky though. To hold everything in like that, it's going to be a bit of a challenge. It requires still BC2s, so that's interesting. Because yeah, they're not that long. It's just all about lining things up. And as I said, as soon as you've got probably 2 in, it'll be dead easy. That's 1. Oh, not a bad start. Yeah, the problem is with my current setup is I've actually got the microphone closer to what I'm building. So any noise which is produced by it, it is being very noisy, will be picked up more than my voice. You're going to have to quieten down, cab. You're going to have to stop making noises. There we go. I don't want to do them up really, because otherwise it might make it very difficult to finish the last 2, although they look to be perfectly aligned. So that wasn't too bad. I'm even saying it before I finished. But yeah, that was not too bad at all. I did think it was going to be more tricky. Okay. So it is now moving on to the interior. I can't do the interior because it's not been painted, but it does need to be painted. It's going to be painted XF53. It's a job I'm going to do outside because I know that the paint can be a little bit on the pungent side, and yeah, I don't really want to gas myself out, so I think in the workshop would be a great place for that. That's where I tend to do painting anyway. So looking at it, it looks very tricky. But the front grille, going way ahead now, up to 55. But this front grille, basically the lines on it which you might not be able to see, they're silver. The rest of it's black. And yeah, X18 and X11. It's interesting that it's actually pointing out one of those colours, because I think one of those colours is, it's black itself. It actually is referring to painting the whole thing. I wouldn't have thought it'd be necessary really, because it's already a black piece of plastic, so yeah, why it's saying to paint it in gloss, I'm not too sure. Yes, that is interesting. I wouldn't have thought of painting it, to be honest. I was just going to do the silver lines, which is X11. That's X53, neutral grey, so it's not that one. I have many different paint pots here. There it is, X11, which is separated. Half of it has gone clear, and the other half is silver. Needs a good shake. You know what, I'm going to go against what it says, or what it suggests, because I just can't see how it would be beneficial to paint something that's black again. Yeah, I'm going to paint it silver. I suppose actually if it does all fail, then all I have to do is just paint it. I can just paint it all in the gloss and start again. So yeah, this is like a first chance, and I get a second chance if I'm not happy with it. So this will be quite interesting. It is going to be, I would say, very tricky, because you know what, the slightest bit on the brush is going to be enough. Yeah, because it's so intricate that one wrong move will mess it up. It's basically this, but it's in the middle as well. At the moment it makes it quite simple because I can just go right along the edge, but when I have to go into the middle area, that will make it harder. The middle piece is basically here. We've got diagonal where it goes to the logo. These pieces here don't need to be painted, the cross lines. It is really the diagonals in the middle. I don't have the steadiest of hands, which isn't good for painting, which is probably why I've always been pretty terrible at art. Yeah, you do not want to see my drawing skills. I could, yeah, if I had to do, I don't know, draw a picture of a person, by the end of it, it would look like an alien. I'm going to try and do 2 coats, if I can do. Ideally 3, but I think with this paint 2 will be enough because it is very good paint. So you can see that is 1 coat. 1 coat is done. That is everything that needs to be done. We should have 2 stickers. One goes in the middle, one goes here. One in the sticker, sorry, the one in the middle says Volvo. The one in the sticker, and yeah, this one here says FH12. I'm going to continue. I'm going to do layer number 2, coat number 2, and see what we can finish off with.